football game. Every football game that I've attended here at the Dome, including the one our team was fortunate enough to play in, we just thoroughly loved it. And this is a tremendous setting for the state championships, and the crowd is terrific, and I'm sure the IHSAA is smiling very widely today as a result of this crowd.
All right, Dick, I'll tell you what, let's take a look at the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. And when you see these players on your screens, and maybe Dick and I will have a chance to talk as the day wears on, there are some tremendous size differences. Here's the Warren Central offense. As you see them on your screen, this young man named Jeff George could set some new state records today. He's an outstanding quarterback. Clark and Espick in the backfield. He's got some receivers in Schreiber, O'Brien, and Johnson, and they can catch the football, Dick.
Excellent, excellent receivers. They run very, very nice routes. And the thing that Jeff does is he gives it to them with great touch.
And here's the offensive line, and they will average 223.8 pounds per man. That's a pretty darn good-sized college football offensive line.
They've always been big, and they're big this year. And this year, they're 4 of the 5 are juniors.
Here's the Hobart offensive lineup with Tim O'Brien. He's a pretty darn good passer himself. He's throwing for 13 touchdowns this year. Maggio is an outstanding running back, has 15 touchdowns. Tharp is running back there with him. Then Stack and Edmond and Baylog. You know about Tim O'Brien.
Yes, Tim was at our football camp this summer and has a terrifically strong arm, and he's a physical young man. He's a weightlifter. He's a guy that can carry the ball as well as throw it.
Now here's the offensive line for the Hobart Brickies with Richardson, Ellis, Northey, Bajelic, and Helding. They average 209 pounds per man across the offensive line. Here's the Warren Central defense, and this is something else. They will show you an average of 217.6. They've got some awfully good people on the defensive front line there.
The interior 3, Kermit Britt is an excellent player, as is Kevin Lewis. Kevin Lewis rushes the passer very well. Shannon Furbury is big and strong and tall and has excellent technique.
There's the defensive secondary of Warren Central. Now the Hobart defensive front line. When you check them out, you'll find they average only 197 pounds per man. That's from end to end. They're the linebackers of Lovell and Zanola. And on into the secondary, they've got some good people on both these football clubs. So the less you make one team a favor, Dick, about the time you do that, you're liable to find yourself going the other way, because I think the strengths and the weaknesses of both these ball clubs almost offset each other.
Excellent quickness in the Hobart defense. It'll be interesting to see as the game unfolds how the pass rush of Hobart will figure and become a factor.
All right, Hobart won the coin toss to start this football game. They have elected to receive. They will defend the goal to our left, and that would be the western goal. The deep man you saw on your screen just moments ago is 34, Jim Stack. Here is Stauffer, and number 44 to kick off for Warren Central. Yes, that is Eric Stauffer. He is the coach's son, and he's got a pretty good leg on him. So if the field goals become a factor, he can become a major part of this football game. Perfect conditions, good size crowd on hand. We're set to play football. It's the 4A championship. Warren Central and Hobart, and the Warriors kick off. It is headed to one of the upends on the 25-yard line, out across the 30, 35, maybe the 36-yard line. And from there, it will be Hobart setting up their offensive manipulations. They will go with Tim O'Brien. Now, O'Brien is a 6'2", 175-pound senior. He was good on 114 of 220 on the year for 1,509 yards. He has carried the ball 56 times, obviously only in moments of desperation. Let's see how they open up. They give the ball to the fullback right off the top, Nino Maggio.
They were in a wing T formation with a tight slot here on the strong side, running to the backside, actually, of Warren's reduced front defense.
Artie Stockberger, the linebacker, makes the stop. Pickup of about 3 yards on the play. Gary Ross is handling our statistics today. And Les Bibbins is handling our spotting. And if we get a little messed up on our names early on, Les is the assistant principal of Brownsburg High School, and they're pretty happy because they just won the 3A championship about an hour ago. It is second down, caught at 7, and back to throw for the first time is O'Brien. He's got a receiver on the near side. It'll be close to first down territory. Pass receiver Ron Tharp coming out of the backfield. And they'll mark it down about a yard shy of a first down. Play action is very effective, Dick, in freezing up those linebackers.
It was 2 tight ends, the straight T formation, and that was the halfback out of the backfield into the strong side flat. He was wide open.
Third down and 1 now. The kind of a play, Coach, that you really got a chance to mess around if you got something fancy in your hip pocket, or just straight ahead and pick up the yardage and go from there.
They're in an unbalanced line into the sideline.
Coming to the near side, they got the first down. It is Maggio, the ball carry, hit by Ben Brown, the defensive left end, and it's enough for the first down. Now, you and I chatted before we went on the air, Dick. I'm of the feeling that the first series of plays for either of these ball clubs is particularly important, but maybe more so for Hobart to establish some kind of an offense against this Warren Central team.
Hobart's starting a little bit conservative. Even the pass, of course, was a play action, and it was a short one into the flat. They came with what you would expect. They are predominantly a running football team. Now they're unbalanced to the field side this time.
Got a change now. Rick Evansek, number 17, is in at one of the wideout spots. They put Ron Tharp in motion, and a whistle, and maybe a delay of game. The 30 of the 25-second clock had run down, and that's what it is. That'll cost them 5 yards. 5-yard penalty now. That's the first infraction of the football game. We've played only a couple of minutes.
They had intended to put Ron Tharp, the fullback, into motion towards the field.
Dead ball. Delay a game. Offense. First down.
First down and 15. They bring it back to the line of scrimmage and set up strong to the right. With again a wing to the right side. O'Brien at quarterback.
Sprint to the quick side.
He's got company. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got him a yard, maybe 2. Chris Hurt, the defensive right end, was the first guy that put the pressure on him and really chased him out of the pocket. And then Jeff Bassey and Artie Stockberger came in to finish him off. Here are the officials. That was referee Eric Harmon, you heard just a few moments ago with the call, and these guys have earned their right also, have they not, Dick, to officiate these championship games.
This is an excellent crew. I'm acquainted with them, and they are a fine crew of officials.
It'll be second down and 9. Hobart's first offensive play. Warren Central on defense. They put a man in motion, Maggio. They're looking to him on the near side, and he's got company, and he's going down far behind the line of scrimmage, inside the 40 down to about the 38-yard line.
That was Chris Hurt. He came on a beautiful pass rush, good technique. Used the swim technique over the top. Just took too long. Had to get rid of it before that.
I remember, Dick, that Hurt was the young man who just moments ago was chasing O'Brien around to the backfield. This time he got him.
Hurt has great quickness.
They lost about 8 on the play. It'll be third down and 17 now. Full house backfield. Wide out to the right side of the bottom of your screen, indeed off of the screen. Passing situation for O'Brien. He's got company again.
Screen.
It's not going to go anywhere because they covered it up beautifully. Didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Nino Maggio was the receiver. But again, the linebacking core of Massey and Stockberger came in and put a stop to that play. So after they had moved the ball from about the 32 or 3-yard line out across the 45, they find themselves now losing ground dearly, and it's a fourth down situation. They'll bring in their punter, Steve McIntyre.
And the sack was the big play there by Chris Hurt.
McIntyre's kicked the ball 42 times over regular season play, averaging 29.4 yards per punt. So Warren Central should get pretty good field position to come out short and take a good Hobart bounce. Inside the 20, down to around the 15, finally down to the 16. So with 8:03 to play in the first quarter, Warren Central gets the football for the first time. We'll return to the Hoosier Dome after this timeout. One of your network sponsors is American Fletcher National Bank. The backfield is followed by Bob Esbick. So it's third down and 10. And Dick Dullahan, right off the bat, the Warren Central Warriors came out of the shotgun formation. What's that indicate?
Well, to me, that indicates that they respect the pass rush of Hobart very much. They opened up throwing the football the first 2 times. The first one was a curl to Lance Scheib to the left side and split in his favorite target over the years has been Lance Scheib. Number 43, Bobby Esbick, came out of the backfield on that last play and just bobbled the ball.
Right now, Warren Central's forced into a pass situation. They're out of the shotgun again. Jeff George, 6'3", 182 pounds, only a junior. Oh, there'll be some colleges knocking on his door. He's got company. He's thrown down to the 5-yard line. They came from everywhere. Led by number 68, the nose guard, Mickey Ellis, a 6', 195-pound junior who has 66 tackles coming into the game. And also, that is his 7th sack of the season. We'll look at it again, Dick.
Let's see if they... Boy, he was in there awfully quick. He had to beat somebody up front one-on-one. I didn't pick up exactly what it was, but that's a tremendous pass rush.
So we're in a 4th down.
Motion, offense, penalty declined, 4th down.
4th down and 1.25 miles to go. 4th and 21. Series began with the 22. 3 successive, or 2 incomplete passes, then a quarterback sack. And now standing deep to do the punting is the quarterback, Jeff George. He's got the rush. He got it away. It's a line drive kick, picked up on the 39-yard line.
They're going to get good field position out of this.
That is Evanczek inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. So Hobart, unable to move the ball the first time they got it offensively, had the defense do the job, and now, as Dick Dullahan just mentioned, they're going to get outstanding field position. They will mark the ball down on the 34. Dick, we talked briefly before our telecast. I thought Hobart's defense would battle Warren's offense. That's the way I saw it, and so far, that Hobart defense has come to play.
You better believe it. They rushed 8 on that punt, and we've got, I believe, a block below the waist on Hobart. We're going to get a 15-yarder, which is going to help Warren Central in terms of field position.
We'll wait for the official to make the call, but as Dick points out, that's a 15-yarder almost back to the midfield stripe. Here comes the call.
Legal use of hands, offense, 1st down.
Had to be a holding call on one of the people that was running down with the coverage.
7 minutes, 12 seconds to play. First quarter, no score for the 4A football championship. It's a noisy Hoosier Dome this Saturday afternoon. Quarterback keep. O'Brien right up the middle. Got himself 7 or 8 yards.
Now you see, Jerry, Warren is in what we call a reduced front, and they're reducing their front to the quick side opposite the tight end. And any time that he sees that middle open, we may see him take advantage of that.
Is that an audible to line of scrimmage?
It may very well have been. I think they've told him that any time he sees that number 77, Kevin Lewis, not pinching into the center, he may run it right up the chute.
Rick Evanczek is the wideout. They put a man in motion, and they give the ball at the middle to Ron Tharp. Tharp running behind Ellis, and Northey got himself maybe a yard, not much more than that. Shannon Furbrush, the 6'4", 218-pound senior right tackle, is credited with the stop. And it'll be a 3rd down and a couple of yards. All-important 3rd down play now for the Hobart Brickies. Hobart's had a tough time in the championship games. They've been here 3 times. 79, they lost 21-14 to Columbus East. 1980, they were beaten by Carmel, 13-7. And in 82, 26-23, they lost to Castle. They've been a bridesmaid 3 times. And Don Howell says, yeah, it's starting to bug us a little bit. 3rd down. Yard and a half to go for the 1st down. They work the near side. They've got the 1st down with Nino Maggio, the ball carrier, stopped by Artie Stockberger. Stockberger and Massey are having their hands full today, Coach. They have really worked hard this football game.
I'll tell you, it's plain to see that Don Howell is going to be physical in this game and try to take the fight to him and keep it on the ground and run it right at him. Don't be surprised, however, in this particular case, this might be a pass here of a play-action nature.
Is Hobart a team that uses the run to set up the pass?
Without a doubt. That is their total philosophy over the years.
The ball is on the 39-yard line of Warren Central. No score.
Yeah, here we go.
5.5 minutes, first quarter. They got the receiver. It is complete. Just outside the 20. And the pass goes to Ron Evanczek. Now, Evanczek, this is interesting, Dick Dullahan. When I got the 2 deeps from head coach Don Howell, he doesn't even list Evanczek. Now, they're calling a penalty here. Doesn't even list him with the 2 deeps, but he does catch a lot of passes. Look at it again. They're calling it incomplete? Yeah, apparently so.
Now, they put number 45 Tharp in motion again, and they had trips or 3 receivers into the sideline, and he came on a crossing route to the inside. Excellent job.
Good protection that time with the offensive line of the Hobart Brickies. They did call the pass incomplete. So O'Brien says, all right, we'll try it again. They go to the flat on the far side, this time going out of the reach of the intended receiver, number 83, Jeff Edmond. And that'll stop the clock with 5:19 to play here in the first quarter. Hilliard Gates is down on the sideline, and as situation permits, we'll go down to see what Hilliard's observations may be. Boy, it's just a brilliant place to play football, and you got a great sight lines from anywhere in this fine dome stadium. Now it's 3rd and 10. Coach, upstairs again.
Just when we expected them to take it to them and run it down their throat, they've thrown 2 straight passes.
And of course, the first pass was a disputed incomplete pass call. Now it is 3rd down and 10 for O'Brien. Oh, look out. He's got company, and he's out. 230, a senior defensive left tackle. 217 pounds to 209. That's the weight advantage for Warren Central defensively, and Kermit Britt made a sensational play.
Kermit Britt has great quickness individually. He came off quickly.
O'Brien had no chance that time.
No chance, no chance.
Good strong move by Britt. Punting situation. McIntyre is in to kick it away. With 4:45 to play and still no score in this football game. Holbrook's just coming off its second possession. McIntyre with plenty of time. Hits a good fire this time. It is taken on the 14-yard line by Espick. Espick is going back to the 12 to 13, and that's it. We'll exchange possessions now. 4.5 minutes to go. First quarter, Warren Central gets the football for the second time. We'll take a break. One of the network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Back with Ben Davis High School head football coach Dick Dullahan. Dick, you got through your first year at Ben Davis in pretty good shape?
Yes, sir. Looking forward to next year. Jerry.
5-5 this year?
Yes, sir.
Maybe the playoffs for you next year.
We'd sure love to see that happen.
Dick, of course, as we mentioned, was the coach at Carmel with 78 the year you took them all the way to what was then the 3A title, which is now the 4A. It must have been a big thrill for you.
Tremendous, tremendous thing. This state football playoff has been a tremendous thing for football and has caused the growth of football.
As witnessed by the crowd we have here today. All right, now, Warren Central, second possession. They have not done much with it yet. George fakes left, looks right, got the ball in the air. It is incomplete. And if he'd have caught that, that would have been the catch of the year. Andy O'Brien was reaching around the defensive man, either the safety or the cornerback in that area.
Verticappa, Mark Verticappa, tremendous pass coverage. He was right with him step for step, was not confused at all by the play-action fake. He tried to fake the spot pass quickly to Shive and go over the top. Excellent defensive play.
George is 0 for 3 upstairs. That is very much unlike him. Lance Shive is a wide out to the left. Here's the pitch back. Ron Clark. Clark with running room. 20, 25, first down. Almost out to the 30-yard line. I guess maybe, Dick, that's the old axiom. If you can't get him through the air, we'll go on the ground, then make the air attack work.
I think you'll recall, Jerry, that play went for a touchdown very early in the ball game against North Central. They put the backside back in motion as a lead blocker for Clark, and he has great speed.
Here's the final score of that Class A championship. Sheridan winning for the second time, by the way, 19 to 10. Our congratulations to the Blackhawks. They had a great football club this year. We'll check the other scores for you as the afternoon wears on. Here's the pass. It is complete. It'll be close to a first down. Lance Shive, who got 66 passes coming into this championship game, catches it about a yard shy of the first down marker. Willie Berrios, the cornerback in the area, was in to make the stop.
It was a semi-sprint to the weak side, and Shive just did a 10-yard outcut. They've probably done that 1,000 times together. As you know, they're very close friends.
Chatard's Trojans winning for the second straight year, 35-7. Boy, they had a great football team this year.
Great quickness on that team, too.
Our congratulations to the Trojans and their coaching staff and fans and supporters. They got
first down.
Right out to the 40-yard line. Ron Clark, the ball carrier.
Now, as the game unfolds, I think you'll note that when they need yards, they're going to give the ball to Ron Clark or Bobby Espick, but right over number 72, Jason Whitlock.
And here's the game we saw just minutes ago, Dick. Brownsburg 17 to 12 over Concord. Maybe a little tighter game than what we had anticipated, but we'll have highlights of all three of the games at halftime today. Hilliard Gates will handle that for us. We're looking forward to that. So you fans of those particular teams, stick around. That's at halftime. We got a busy halftime show for you. First and 10. George upstairs looking for completion number 1. To Shive, overthrew it. Dick, I'll tell you one thing about Jeff George. He may not be able to hit every pass on the numbers, but he's got a great arm.
He really does. Jerry, in talking with Red Falk, the head football coach down at Franklin, he feels that Jeff George might have as fine an arm as anybody that's ever played around here in a number of years, and I can certainly concur with it. He's got a great arm.
There is Jerry Stauffer, the head coach at Warren. A little story about Jeff George's family as time permits here. Warren Central, 13 wins, no losses. In fact, they've only been really tested a couple of times this year. 2:55 to go, first quarter. George will throw it again. Got a good block in the backfield. Pass is complete and close to, and we may have a
tremendous throw. That was a tremendous throw. He really had no place to throw it. He had to thread the needle on that.
Andy O'Brien, the receiver, you look at it again from ground level.
Really good pass coverage, by the way.
And there may be a face mask here. That's what it is. The call is against Rich Hallis. It'll be unintentional. We'll get the call. They'll mark off 15 big ones.
That's unfortunate. You know, that was totally unintentional. He hit the face mask when he reached for the ball. It's an unfortunate penalty for the Brickies.
Third first down of the drive.
Face mask, defense, first down.
Well, you can't give Warren Central this kind of a break. Look at it again over the shoulder of Jeff George.
See, the thing that George really causes you trouble is because he can run when he gets out there. And he puts pressure on the corner automatically.
Shot goes right, O'Brien goes left. They move Chris Johnson from the left end to the right end spot. Twin setbacks, and the pitchback goes to Bob Espick. Espick trying to find running room, turns the corner, and got himself 4 yards. Espick has picked up over the year 301 yards rushing, Clark 880. So you know that the entire offense of Warren Central has not been upstairs. Dick, when your Ben Davis Giants played Carmel, I got that in my mind, played Warren Central this year, did at that time George go into the shotgun at all against you guys?
Not very often.
I think they really installed that for that playoff game against Indianapolis, Washington.
As I remember, the first time I saw it was the Washington game.
I think that's when they really installed it to Jerry Stauffer, the head coach, because of Washington's tremendous defense. 2nd and 6. George has got a completion again and a penalty again. They threw the ball to 88, Chris Johnson, the tight end. And the flag through, and the indications is it's a defensive penalty. Now we'll see what it is. It could be a face mask again.
I believe it's pass interference on number 43.
All right, if so.
That's Nino Maggio. Pass interference on Maggio.
Good call, Coach. Take a look at it again. They'll be throwing the ball right into your living room. There it is.
Yeah, I think he was on his back just a little too soon. His right hand was on his back.
Maggio, one of those...
Notice the problems that they have, Jerry, because George gets outside of containment. They're not containing the quarterback. Washington had good success against George by keeping him inside.
All right, indications are that Hobart would like to have a timeout. We'll wait and see if indeed they are going to take it. They're going to mark off 15 more yards first. And that will give Warren Central just tremendous field position. Yes, Hobart will take the timeout. 2:21 to play first quarter. With the 8 of 2 long penalties, Warren Central's on the march. They are now down inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. We'll return to the Hoosier Dome downtown Indianapolis in a moment with more coverage for you. 2:21 to play first quarter, and this drive has really been aided by penalties. This drive began back on Warren Central's own 12-yard line and marched down now to the 11-yard line of the Hobart Brickies. One for all.
Touchdown.
Great throw. Sensational catch. Lance Shive, 17th touchdown reception of the year.
That was strictly a takeoff pattern, something they've done a lot this year to Lance Shive. They were in dog coverage from the inside out, man-to-man. Willie Burrow was actually Berrios. He was in good position. Can't really fault the defense. That's a tremendous throw.
Well, you just can't throw them any better than that.
That's a tremendous throw. There's no room to put that ball in there.
Eric Stauffer with the point after. Drills it right to the middle of the upright. Timeout. 2:16 to go first quarter. We've finally broken the ice. Warren Central's out in front of Hobart, 7-0. We'll pause. One of your network sponsors, American Fletcher National Bank.
Now American Fletcher really gives you the advantage, because now when you really need a bank, we're open. That includes Saturdays at many American Fletcher locations and longer hours at every banking center. With more banking centers...
Warren Central now ready to kick off. It'll be number 10 kicking off for Warren Central. It'll be Gary Bonin. Bonin does a lot of the kicking, as does Stauffer. Nino Maggio is the deep man.
Gary kicks it a little bit deeper on kickoff.
He did that time. It's Maggio on the 6.
Maggio's got good speed.
Breaks it out to the 22, 23-yard line. And that is just about parallel where Hilliard Gates is located down to the sidelines. Here's the play again. We'll look at this, then we're going to get a comment from Hilliard.
He's a one-step drop. Just a fade route to Lance Shive in the corner of the end zone.
Good catch. Good throw. Hilliard Gates, your observations as they come to the line of scrimmage.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about what kind of football shoes to use. They're using basketball shoes on this surface this afternoon.
I'll talk to Dick Dullahan about that in a minute. They've got a man in motion to the near side. And they're on the ground.
Shannon Furbrake, tremendous play.
Maybe to the line of scrimmage. If so, certainly not much more than that. You saw Chris Hurt, number 58, on your screen.
A lot of the trainers, Jerry, feel that the safety factor, the best shoe to wear on this particular surface is just a Converse basketball shoe or any normal basketball shoe. It allows you to slip a little bit and allows a little bit better safety of the ankles and the knee joints.
As a matter of fact, traction's been the problem. Too much traction's been the problem with a lot of these artificial surfaces.
This one is no exception. That was an inside trap. They ran a cross buck, inside trap back to the strong side. They're trying to run a little bit at Furbrake over there, and they're not having any luck at all.
They've run 2 plays, lost 2 yards. Jim Stack was the ball carrier that time. Look at Stack trying to pick up some yardage here. Well, he's got company. Kevin Lewis, the nose guard, was the first guy to get him. It's 3rd down and 12 now. The Indianapolis Colts, this is their home field, of course, and I don't know how many times, Dick, they changed shoes. Head coach Frank Kush tried to get the proper combination. They finally did find it, but I think basically they went to the sneaker-type shoe. It's 3rd down and long. Passing situation for the quarterback, Tim O'Brien. They run the draw play. They give the ball to Maggio, and he may have lost another yard or 2. And there's Artie Stockburger again.
I think there you see the team speed. The tremendous recoverability. Artie Stockburger, in his drop, he reads draw, and he's able to react and come up and make a great play.
Here's the Warren Central scoring drive. 8 plays, 88 yards. Took them 2:16. But let's give credit where credit is due, Dick. A lot of that yardage was picked up via the penalty route.
Yes. They have at this time. Hobart has 4 penalties for 40 yards.
Timeouts has been called with 6 seconds to play in the first quarter. Jerry Baker, along with Dick Dullahan, covering the 4A football championship. This drive began on the 23-yard line of Hobart. In 3 plays, Dick, they've gone backwards, all on the ground. Now, let's play coach up here for a moment. If running is your basic forte, and you've run it 3 times and lost 4 yards, have they taken everything away from you got?
Well, you certainly begin to think about it. I mean, I'm
at least on this drive they have.
A little bit surprised. They've run to the same place, the 3 successive plays. They're trying the defensive right side of Warren Central's defense, and that's at Shannon Furbrake. And perhaps it indicates the strength that Don Howe feels he has at this left tackle position. I would say this. Hobart is definitely trying to run the football, and they do not have a physical advantage in this ballgame.
McIntyre will punt for Hobart. He's kicked 2. He's averaged 40.5 yards per punt. He needs to really hit one here. 2 men are deep for Warren Central. He got it pretty good.
Another good punt.
Bearcats call for at the 47.
Oh, and he dropped it.
Did he touch it? That's
I think he touched it.
If he did, it'll be Hobart's ball. The officials have not given us an indication as of yet, which would mean that he probably did touch the football.
I believe he did, Jerry.
Hang on a second. Let's take a look at our monitors and see if we can pick up any kind of touching here.
You cannot advance that ball, however. It cannot be advanced. The ball is dead where he picked it up.
Willie Berrios was the deep man. There was the man who picked up that football, and that's the end of the first quarter, and now things have really changed. Hobart's offense wasn't going anywhere, but now they're inside Warren Central territory. After the first period, 7-0. Warren Central leads Hobart for the 4A championship. We'll break for a moment. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. So we began the second quarter of play. The Hobart Brickies come to the line of scrimmage. They have just gotten the biggest break of the football game. On 4th and long, they punted, and apparently the Warren Central deep man touched the football. Hobart recovers, and they begin the series on the 46-yard line. They keep it on the ground. They try the left side again with Maggio, and they get nothing. Dick, from a coaching situation, when you have put together a game plan, as you always do for every football game, and then something weird happens and takes you out of your game plan, well, let's stay here where your ground game is not working. Do you make any adjustments on the sideline, or you just say, we're going to go ahead and see if this thing's going to work or not?
Don Howe, being the experienced coach that he is, he's going to stay with what he knows got him here and got him into the dome, and he's going to be running that football. Now, you may see him mix it up a little bit more if he gets shut off a couple more times. Here comes O'Brien.
Got a receiver wide open.
Beautiful.
It is caught, and it is complete inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Now, that time they had a good area to run in. Mike Lenahan makes the stop, and the reception by Jim Stack. We'll look at it again.
Now, as Tim O'Brien releases the ball, I want you to note the hit that he gets put on him. He really got stuck. He took a hard blow, and he was slow getting up.
Hobart Brickies pick up the first down.
That's twice they've had good success when they go into that trip set and run 3 receivers out on the strong side.
O'Brien now 3 for 5 for 23 yards. And that got most of them right there. On a delay.
Trap.
Second man through, down to the 25-yard line. Maggio, the ball carrier again. 43 climbs off the deck. Bob Limbaugh came in to make the stop. Dino Maggio is an outstanding player. He was UPI All-State first team, but not as a running back, but as a defensive back, which shows you the tremendous athletic ability this young man really has.
One factor, Warren Central plays no one both ways, Jerry. They'll have 22 different players playing in the game.
But you've got to keep them fresh for longer, I would assume.
That's not the case at Hobart.
Second down 8. Maggio again. Maggio continues to battle, gets to the 20. It is Limbaugh at that cornerbacking spot who comes up to make the stop. Limbaugh weighing only 148 pounds, and Maggio 175. Chris Hurt was in the area also along the sidelines with the Warren Central Ball Club. Jeff George's mother, Judy, I mentioned this a while ago, is the secretary at Pleasant Run School. She bought an entire section of about 250 seats for the family and friends. Jeff's father's a teacher at Arsenal Technical High School here in Indianapolis. And so they've got a rooting section galore, as have the Hobart Brickies, who brought a lot of fans down here.
Quick pitch.
Close to first
Great
down.
Speed.
Jim Stack.
Jeff Massey made a tremendous stop behind the line. That was a great play. That's it. Jeff comes from his linebacker spot.
Here's the pitch. Here's
He's really got good quickness. We got fourth down here, Jerry.
decision time, Coach.
You better believe it. I think they're going to run Maggio. I would say Maggio, and probably characteristic, they've been going to the left. So I would say they're coming this way.
They don't have much of a field goal kicking unit. They are 0 for 2 in that department, but with that much yardage,
Quarterback sneak.
Keeping it, got the first down and room to spare. And an all-important first down for the Hobart Brickies. As you know, one of the fine awards you get in all of the sports in the state of Indiana, the Phil Eskew Mental Attitude Award in football. Gary Zachary got that in Class A. Outstanding young man. Michael Funk in AA. AAA award goes to Steve Gordon. That was handed out just moments ago. He of Concord High School. And we'll also have one coming out of this football game. First and 10. O'Brien.
Now that was a similar pass to the one that they threw the second play of the game, but now they delayed to the tight end on the backside. It was a delay, and it was an excellent execution of the delay. O'Brien looks to the right, to the strong side, and then comes back on the delay pattern to the tight end in the middle.
Dick, can you tell, is that the primary receiver, or is O'Brien looking for a second or third receiver?
In that case, I believe it was his primary target, but he certainly did a nice job of looking the linebackers off by looking strong side.
Second and 4.
Oh, that's something drives coaches crazy, Jerry. Quarterback center exchange problem down there inside the 15-yard line. That's one of the things that, you know, you just assume that that's not going to happen. And then when you least expect it, you get it.
Still got himself a couple of yards out of it, though. We mentioned those Mental Attitude Award winners. Gary Zachary from Sheridan, Michael Funk from West Lafayette, Stephen Gordon out of Concord High. Our congratulations to those young men. Big play, third
Big
down.
play here. In motion, Hobart, I believe, was in motion.
As it's completed first down, I don't know he was anywhere.
He stepped out.
I did not see a flag, Dick, so apparently no call.
He got back. John Baylog, the wideout who they threw to on the play, He moved slightly just before the snap, but he got set before the ball was snapped. They threw the outcut and completed it, but he didn't get his foot down inside. He evidently stepped on the line just before. It was an excellently thrown ball.
Here's the biggest play of the football game.
You better believe it, and they didn't take time out, which I'm a little bit surprised.
4th down and 3.
Flood pattern. He's open. Get it to him. Threw it a little bit behind him. Wasn't quite ready to throw early enough. If he had been ready to throw just a little bit quicker, I believe he had him.
They were throwing to Ron Tharp out of the backfield. Here's O'Brien again from ground level.
Now you see, Jerry, down there inside the 10-yard line, normally you get into a man-to-man situation. When you flood the zone with 3 people, you got a linebacker that's got to come out and cover Tharp in the flat. He wasn't there. He was open. If he could have got it to him a little bit sooner, we had a big play.
Matter of fact, cornerback Bob Limbaugh was the closest man to him, but the turnover gives the ball to Warren Central back on their own 10-yard line.
Quick pitch. Look at Clark. Look at Clark.
And a flag flies. The penalty will be called. Obviously, a defensive penalty, one would assume, against the Hobart Brickies. So wait a minute.
It's holding on the tight end.
All right.
I believe it's holding on the tight end on the strong side.
Here's the pitch, Dick.
No, it's on Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock hit the guy in the back. He pushed him in the back. Illegal use of the hands. You saw it on the replay there.
That'll cost them half the distance of the goal if they indeed choose to accept it, and one would assume that they would based on the yardage that Clark had picked up.
Jason knew he did it. You saw him kind of tap his head there with his hands. He knew that he was a little bit over-anxious.
Let's pick up the call from down in the field.
Illegal use of hands, offense, that way, 1st down.
So it's 1st and 15. I guess maybe what Don Howe was thinking, Coach, was that if they could not pick up the 3 yards on a 4th down and 3, the defense has got to take over and hopefully stop Warren Central down here and give them the ball back again with some decent field position.
Yeah, that was a big play there, that 4th down pass.
Warren
They
Central.
blitz.
They got Espic in motion. Oh, they got
They're going to get him.
So they got the safety. There's the defensive effort, and now they get the football back.
Jerry, that was caused by number 60, Bill Lovell. 5'10", 175-pound linebacker on the quick side. If you'll look at Lovell come through, he forces him out. Nobody picked him up. He gets back up. Excellent pass rush.
I think Eric Hausman, the defensive left tackle, was also in there, Dick. So they put great pressure on George. And they got the 2 points. Now they get the football back again.
That's a big defensive play.
68 on your screen from Hobart is Mickey Ellis.
Now Gary Bonin here is going to have a terrific kick, because field position will be important now with 7 minutes left. Hobart can take it down and go ahead in this ball game. Well, that was certainly a big play. You got to hand it to Warren. They're going to throw it from anywhere on the field. They're down inside their 5-yard line, throwing the football.
Jeff George will do the punting. It's a free punt situation. They'll make it Gary Bonin. They will.
They're going to place kick it.
They're going to place kick it, which is a little unusual. Generally, you'll see a punt.
That's exactly right.
Under these conditions, it'll be from the 20-yard line.
That's normally because of hang time. Now they must have a little bit more confidence in the Bonin's ability to get the ball and hang it up higher.
5'10", 168-pound junior hits it pretty good.
Oh, no.
At the 32.
He got to be down there.
Down at the 32-yard line.
That's too bad. Maggio covered it, and he was down at the same time, so they blew it dead.
But these rookies still have decent field position. As you look at the end zone, here's the IHSAA lineup of things we got coming up for you. The boys basketball pairings. That'll be from the IHSAA offices again this year. And boy, a lot of coaches and fans who await that every year. The girls basketball championship growing by leaps and bounds. And then the boys state swim meet this year. Some of the things you'll be seeing on the Indiana High School Athletic Association network of 5 high school sports activities across the state. Couple of yards over the right side. Quick hitter.
It's the straight dive play over the strong guard.
Got the girls gymnastics championships mid-March. Boys basketball state finals. Lordy, who's going to win that thing this year? There must be a dozen teams with the capabilities of getting that done. And then the beloved track and field championships, which we'll be covering for you. Boy, you talk about a 3-ring circus. We got a million things going on that day on the 1st of June from the Indiana University Track and Field Stadium, not too far from where we are. So a lot of situations coming up sports-wise for you. Now they try the left side. And Nino Maggio gets 2 or 3 more yards. 6.5 minutes to go. First half. Score is 7-2. I think a baseball score, but it's Warren Central out in front.
I really think Don Howe has decided that he's going to take the fight right to Warren Central and keep that ball on the ground and drive that thing down. And he'll mix in a throw every now and then and go to that trips and come after him. But believe me, he's going to come after him with a straight, quick-hitting dive and establish themselves being the running football team that they are.
Officials time out for some equipment repair. Only 3 first downs for the Holbert Brickies. And, Dick, when you played a quarter and a half and you've only got 3 first downs and you're only down 7-2, something's going your way.
You got to be very pleased with the effort your defense is coming out with. I'll tell you, those defensive and offensive tackles, David Helding, number 75, and number 77, Rich Richardson, they're doing an excellent job.
Quarterback Keith, good for a couple of yards by O'Brien. That call...
A little bit surprised with that call.
A little bit, yeah.
3rd and 3. They come with the quarterback sneak. They're going to have to punt it now, Jerry.
And when they do that, of course, they being Warren Central, they send deep number 43, Bob Espick, the 6-foot, 180-pound senior. On the sideline, you see Tim O'Brien, the quarterback. Mike Linehan will also go back deep now for the Warren Central Warriors. They are in front 7-2, Warren Central, with 5:19 to play in the first half. And Steve McIntyre will punt it again for Holbert. He's averaging over 40 yards per punt. He's getting good mileage out of his foot today.
This is a return. They're trying to return it over here.
From the 30 to the 32 or 3. That's it.
Wasn't deep enough.
So a timeout has been called with 5 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the first half. Warren Central 7, Holbert 2 for the 4A title. We'll be back at the Hoosier Dome in just a minute. They are in the neighborhood of 62 yards away from touchdown territory, though. Here comes Jeff George back to the line of scrimmage. George's numbers on the day, he is 2 out of 6 for only 19 yards. Nevertheless, Warren Central's out in front, 7-2. Fake pitch, Keeps comes near side. Got a receiver, intercepted. Sensational defensive play by number 14, Willie Berrio. That is his 3rd interception coming into this football game. And now, just as quickly as they get the ball, they turn it around and give it the other way.
Now, that was a naked boot, basically, a naked boot. And he comes, and Lance Scheib ran what we call a corner route. They double covered Lance Scheib on that play. And I'll tell you, Willie Berrios came underneath and made a great play.
Now let's see if O'Brien can move this ball club up the field. They got a break there. Under the center, Brian Northey. Right side, Maggio. A couple of yards. Not much more than that. Time, 4:42 to play in the half. Again, we'll have highlights
tremendous
of
quickness.
All 3 of the other divisional championships coming up at halftime.
Number 58, Chris Hurt, the left defensive end for Warren, made a great play there. Warded off the block and chased him down. They still only got a 2.5-yard gain.
You can teach almost everything in sports but quickness, can't you, Coach? You just can't teach speed.
The Warren Central defense has great quickness, Jerry.
2nd down and 8. Holbert puts the man in motion. That is stacked. They're looking to stack. Now they look the other way. Over the middle.
Intercepted. And he dropped it.
In the area.
Oh, boy. Lloyd Carey made a great break on the ball.
He had it, Dick, and if he doesn't drop it, he might have gone all the way. Look at it again.
Excellent break on the ball. He just dropped it, took his eyes off of it in the last minute. You know, you harp and harp. You got to watch it all the way into your hands. It's too bad.
So it'll be 3rd down and still 8 yards to go. With 4 minutes and 8 seconds to play. Clock stopped. First half. Beautiful day in Indianapolis, but we're inside, so the weather's no factor at all either way.
Oh, he's open. Same play. Excellent ball.
Jeff Edmond has the pass completion. He has the first down, and he's got Holbert knocking on the door again. Mike Linehan comes in from the strong safety spot and makes the tackle, and from down at field level, you look at it again.
Now, that's a great call. I tell you, there's a 2-deep defense there, and he played that tight end and threw it to him up the middle before and said, my gosh, we're going to go to it again because I think it's there. And it was there.
Indeed it was, Dick, and it's first down at 10 now from the 21-yard line. Make it the 26-yard line of the Holbert Brickies, facing a basic 5-2 set. with a couple of linebackers. O'Brien back to throw again. Oh, he threw in heavy territory and almost had it intercepted by number 42 for the Warren Central Warriors.
Nick Hagee. Nick Hagee is the corner on that side, and he stays rolled up, you see, and funnels the receiver to the inside and then backs off into that zone. Now, they tried to throw it over his head, but he had a good drop underneath it and was able to jump and make the play.
There is Hagee on your screen. He almost had one of those interceptions that those defensive secondary folks love so dearly. Second down at 10.
Little unusual set there. Another trips pattern, a flood pattern. He threw it.
Threw it right at him again. That's Jeff Massey. And that for Massey, according to my statistics, is his first interception of the season. O'Brien is down. He got nailed pretty good. And Massey comes up with the interception.
Well, let's hope for Hobart's sake that that young man is not hurt too badly.
3:37 to play in the half. While we await the repair of Mr. O'Brien, we'll take a timeout now. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
That's Kermit Britt. Hit him right up top and took him straight to the turf, looks like.
Good clean hit. O'Brien is okay. He got up under his own power, went to the sideline. 3:25 to play in the first half.
Now that was a quick pitch to Espick on the outside. They do it to both ways, both to Clark and to Espick. Espick has great speed. He's about a 4'6" guy. Warren Central does an excellent job, Jerry, of mixing up what they do because they're not very complicated with their running plays. They keep it simple, yet they challenge you enough on the outside and then mix in that great throwing of Jeff George.
Espick got 6 yards on that play. It'll be second down and 4. Quick handoff inside. Clark this time, maybe a yard.
That was a trap in the middle. They tried to trap number 75, David Helding. Really didn't have the success that they wanted, I'm sure.
Bill Lovell also went to the stop in the linebacking spot. You were talking about Bob Espick. He was number 6 in the county in scoring this year, that being Marion County. 72 points on 12 touchdowns. One of his touchdowns of the playoff came, his one touchdown came against Martinsville in a hard-fought game out at Warren Central's field last week. On 3rd and 4. Another excellent catch by 81, Lance Shive.
That ball was thrown like a rocket.
And that's enough for the first down.
See, another case where Jeff George he's coming out of the pocket and sprinting left. Great throw, thrown like a rocket. Lance Shive made a nice route. Willie
Barrios was in on the defensive play this time, number 14 for the Hobart Brickies. But they pick up enough yardage, about 7 yards. They've got the first down. And with 2:14 to play in the half, it's 7-2. Warren Central leads the Warriors with the football. George caught at the 41 and shoved forward to about the 36 or 7-yard line. Another great effort on the part of Jeff George to run away from the defense and get the ball to Bob Espick out of the backfield. How did Espick get down there, Coach?
Okay, they put him in the slot on the quick side. George rolled to his right. Again, he's outside of containment. They can't keep him inside. Consequently, Espick is right there in the middle. See, he came across, and George just threaded the needle right over the top of the linebacker's head. Another great throw.
Rick Evansteck credited with the stop. It's another first down for the Warren Central Warriors with 1:52 to play in the first half. An important drive. Slot right. Twin setbacks. Here's George again.
Cut.
Oh, he had the receiver right where he wanted him. He also had the defender, Willie Barrios, completely turned around. Dickie Barrios had no idea that the pass was there.
Shive just took off again. They were in the twin set. Shive, the outside receiver in the twin set. He took off. Barrios running with him step for step, but he put the ball just out of bounds, and Shive turned around just a little bit too late.
George now only 4 of 9 for 59 yards. That is one of those passes that probably should have been caught.
For Warren Central, that's not very many throws in a half.
Clock is stopped with 1:42 to play in the first half. The 4A title is on the line. Warren Central leads 7-2. Over the middle, it is caught.
He stayed with it.
After being deflected, it is caught by Lance Shive. Shive is having a sensational game. Lance was number 3 in the county in scoring with 90 points on 15 touchdown receptions. Dick?
Great concentration on the ball. That is a tremendous catch. Jeff George took a good shot now. The pass rush, as soon as he released the ball, he took a great shot.
A pickup of a dozen yards. Shibe has caught 4 passes for 34 yards. And it's 1st and 10 with a minute 25 to play.
I believe Hobart's going to come after him now.
They pitch it out to Ron Clark. Clark struggling to get inside the 15, down to the 13.
Now, this is the area where I think you can expect that they're going to run over Jason Whitlock when they run the ball. They give the ball to Clark over Jason Whitlock, or they're going to put it up. I think we've got a timeout here for Warren.
Don't forget now, coming up at halftime, we'll have the interviews with both of the coaches, Don Howell and Jerry Stauffer. We'll also have some highlights for you. Hilliard Gates is down along the sidelines, and he's been down there throughout this entire game. He will host the halftime activities. Hilliard, you moved to the other end of the field now. Your observations from your vantage point now.
The band came in and...
Well, I guess he didn't hear me. Hilliard's been a little busy on the sideline. He's got a lot of territory to cover down there. 1:03 to play in the first half. And anything, Dick, surprised you so far in this football game? Or has anything not surprised you? It's been that kind of a game.
First of all, I felt that Warren would throw the ball more than they are throwing it. I felt really that Jeff George would be just as he has been the whole season. His passing does not surprise me at all. Quite frankly, Hobart's defense is playing very well, I believe. They're playing hard, and for Warren to have just 7 points at this point in the ball game, I think they got to feel very fortunate to go down 7-2 at halftime.
All right, let's go down to the field now. I got a comment from Hilliard Gates. Hilliard?
Well, I can't hear you for a moment, Jerry, but down here we're in exciting 63 seconds of the second period. As you know, Warren Central is driving, and let's pick it up.
Jeff George brings that ball club to the line of scrimmage. He will have Bob Espick and Ron Clark set in behind him. Wideouts both ways. Tight end set strong to the right side. They're going for everything. And great defensive play that time by number 14, Willie Berrios, and Lance Shibe was again the intended receiver.
Now, that was actually an outcut to Shibe. Again, with a one-step drop, and it's merely an adjusted route based upon the coverage. But notice the great play by Willie Berrios. In excellent position, as he was the last time on the play that went for a touchdown.
Boy, in a situation like that with Willie Berrios, you're either a goat or a hero, because it's just you and him standing out there all by yourself. Less than a minute to go in the first half. The little square pass out to the far side to Bob Espick, and Espick gets it inside the 10. They got the first down.
They got the first down. That was a nice play. They ran Shibe off and flared Espick to the quick side after putting the formation into the sideline. A lot of individual battles going on here, and you know, the run after the catch is where the great athlete makes the difference. What he does after he catches the football, and Espick has that speed to do it. In
regular season play, Dick, I was just looking back here, the lowest number of points that Warren Central scored was in a game at Lawrence North when they scored 28. They had quite a day against your ball club toward the end of the season.
Without a doubt.
So they've got a powerful offense, and the defense has been surprising, and it's been, Dick, I don't know if you can say it's been a defensive struggle. Is that an accurate observation in the first half? Because defense has been good and bad. I
think Hobart's defense has been terrific. I think they can be very proud, and if as I said, if they're fortunate enough to get out of this with this score as a halftime score, they've done an outstanding job. Their offense is going to have to establish themselves a little bit better when we get into the second half and keep the ball away from them, because you just can't give Jeff George as many opportunities as he's had to be on the field and get after him.
This is the rubber meeting between these two ball clubs. In 1979, Warren Central beat Hobart 10-7. And that is the only regular season loss for Hobart in the last 5 years. However, in 80, Hobart came back and took care of that. They beat Warren Central 17-7. First and goal.
Oh, and he dropped it, Jerry.
Another great throw and almost a sensational catch by Andy O'Brien. There's Andy.
Now, they're in man coverage. They got Maggio on O'Brien, and they got Berrios on Shibe. They run a crossing pattern. Scheib went to the inside. O'Brien came out and swung up the sideline. Maggio was actually beaten slightly. It's unfortunate the ball trickled through his hands, but that was another great throw.
George now 6 of 13. Clock is stopped. 48 seconds to play first half. 7-2 the score. Warren Central.
Same formation, same defense. May see something about good protection. Oh,
almost intercepted. And there is Willie Berrios again. He's had a busy day in the defensive secondary of the Holbert Brickies. And give credit also
to Mickey Ellis.
Mickey Ellis, number 68, and also number 60, Bill Lovell.
Yes.
If you look at it again, they're all over it.
Bill Lovell and Mickey Ellis. Now, Lovell is a linebacker coming on a blitz. Ellis is a nose guard, and they had to get there that quick because Scheib was open on the outcut to the outside. Great play by Willie Berrios also in coming in underneath that, knocking it down. He almost intercepted it.
Well, here's the big play. 3rd down and goal to go from the 9-yard line. George going to the end zone.
Interference.
It'll be interference, and they'll move the ball down. Where, Dick? To the 1-yard line.
I believe it'll be to the 1-yard line if the interference call is in the end zone.
All right, and indications from our angle is that that's where it was. We'll look at it again. It looks like he's just about a yard deep in the end zone when it happened. Well, it may not have been. It may have been outside, yeah.
I think it may be half the distance. It may be half the distance as opposed to being down the 1.
But it's also an automatic first down.
Yes, sir. Just 39 seconds. The clock begins to become a little bigger factor. Now, Warren Central has
pass interference, defense, automatic first down.
And it is half the distance to go, Dick. Good call.
Warren Central has just one timeout left. Now, they're probably going to play for at least a field goal here.
In the playoffs, Warren Central has scored 20, 19, and 38 points, respectively, in their 3 games against Washington, North Central, and Martinsville.
Quick pitch to Espic.
He did not get in. He was just shy of the end zone. Maybe a foot and a half.
Now, that was a gutty effort. I tell you, he ran hard. When he got inside that 2-yard line, he lowered his head. This is going to be a good replay here.
Watch number 33, Mark Verticappa, the cornerback in the area.
There's a good hit.
It's Verticappa that got the job done, too. And he managed to somehow manipulate him out of bounds.
Better believe it.
33 seconds to play.
Big play by Verticappa.
2nd down and goal from the 1. Quarterback keep. He didn't get in. Well, they brought the linebackers up. They may have also tightened the cornerbacks up in the area. And I think Warren Central has just used their 3rd and final timeout of the first half. Well, watch them slap heads down here, Dick, from ground level goal line.
That's great defense right there. That's great defense. I'll tell you. Good pursuit. Good line charge. Notice they stayed low. Holbert's tough. They're physical.
Looked like Mickey Ellis and Martin Zanola, who leads the team in tackles, by the way, with 177 coming into the game, was the key that time. There's Jerry Stauffer, graduate of Fairview High School in Dayton, Ohio, Earlham College, Ohio University, got his master's there. He's been the only coach they've had out there. He's in his 12th year. His record is 84-38. He's won 69% of his games. I think he's won 4 Marion County championships. This was his first sectional win. The first one's the tough one, I guess, huh?
His first sectional win and
first regional
win and first semi-state win. Jerry's really put it all together this year.
He's the guidance counselor at Warren Central High. His wife, Nancy, is a math teacher at Stony Brook Junior High. His son, Larry, is a sophomore at Indiana State. And his son, Eric, who's a senior at Warren Central, and a daughter, Beth, who's a sophomore out there. And, of course, the history of Don Howell goes back to his great college playing days at Indiana University, a graduate of Hobart High and IU. Back at IU from 53 through 57, he was on the football team and the team captain in 57. He's had a sensational coaching career. 27 seconds to play first half. It is 3rd down and goal to go. Can they stop him again? Let's see. Here's Hobart's defense up against that strong, powerful Warren offense. They got the touchdown. It is Ron Clark with his 17th touchdown of the year.
He just went over the top. Now, he's a fine athlete. He just leaped right straight over the top. I'm a little bit surprised they went to the left. Normally, you'd anticipate them going over Jason Whitlock to the right. Yes, you notice the ball breaks the plane there. Great shot of that. Espic driving in there, throwing a good block.
Almost impossible to stop it. Here is Stauffer with the point after. trying to make it 14-2. It is up, and it is good.
Credit number 70, Tim Schote. You know, I've noticed Schote on his pass protection is doing an excellent job also, Jerry. 6'2", 215-pound junior, left tackle for Warren Central. He's doing an excellent job.
Those guys don't get very much credit, Dick, and if the offensive line's not working, why, Jeff's got no time to manipulate, nor has either of the backfield men. So they've got to do their line, too.
The burden is on those tackles. When you see George rolling and breaking containment, the burden is really on the tackle because he's normally blocking a defensive end or somebody that's got a little more quickness than he does. And oftentimes, that pass protection block is a difficult one for him.
We talk about Don Howell briefly. We mentioned out of IU. He has been at Hobart since 1959. He was there as a JV coach through 65, took over the varsity in 65. Career record of 160 wins, 43 losses, and 2 ties, won 78% of his games. He's won the Duneland Conference 9 of the last 12 years, and the last 7 straight. He's had a sensational career at Hobart High. The kick goes deep to the 8-yard line. Picked up back there by Jim Stack. Stack to the 25. And that is where Hobart will set up their offense. They've got only 19 seconds. Coach, let's put you in the coaching position here. You're going to put it in the air and take a chance, or you're just going to say, that's it, let's go to the locker room down 14-2 and forget it?
You go to the locker room, right, Jerry? He's got to. And knowing Don Howell and so forth, I'll be surprised if he puts it up. They're going to be in a prevent defense. You know, with Jeff George on the bench, that's the best place for him as far as from a coaching standpoint. But here they go and throwing it. Unbelievable.
And they got the pass completion. It'll be shy of the first downs to Kevin Birdie. First time we've called his number today.
They're not afraid.
Even you guys can't agree on this, huh?
I'm going to tell you what, he's not afraid of anybody.
There's the prevent defense, but sends everybody and his brother back in the secondary. They still got 8 yards on it, though. It's a good throw to Kevin Birdie. He's a backup wide receiver to Jim Stack. He did not get out of bounds, but they called the timeout with 3 seconds to play. Coming up at halftime, highlights of the single A, double A, and triple A state championships. Hilliard Gates will handle those duties for us. And we'll also be talking with the commissioner of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, Gene Cato. And then Hilliard Gates will, hopefully, Hilliard, you'll be able to find Sport Goofy for us. I understand Sport Goofy does not talk, but you could at least show him to us, huh?
That's right. I understand he doesn't talk, but he's around here, and we'll be talking to the coaches, too, at halftime, Derek.
Absolutely. Sport Goofy is the official mascot of the high schools across the country. Final play of the half. As soon as O'Brien takes the snap, he puts his feet out on the ground, and that is the end of the first half of play. So, Hilliard Gates will move out now to corral Don Howell, the head coach of the Hobart Brickies, and get his thoughts as they head toward the locker room. And they are down by a score of 14-2. It's interesting to find out if he's going to be happy with only being down 14-2, or if he feels maybe that things have a couple of breaks and he might have had an even closer game or maybe even been ahead. Hilliard Gates has moved out onto the field now. He has Don Howell in tow. Hilliard deep kick. It gets through the deep man and finally goes out of the end zone. Deep was Ron Clark. And so Warren Central will set up on their own 20-yard line.
You know, Jerry, you notice the time of possession, 16 minutes for Hobart and 7 for Warren Central. That, I think, explains the low yardage total for Warren Central. That is very low for their actual point possession and yardage possession and production.
You see the offensive line backfield for the Warren Central Warriors, ranked number 1 in the state in both the AP and UPI polls.
No backs in the backfield, Jerry.
Now, once they'll flood every place. They got about 5 receivers.
5 receivers out.
There they are. It
almost intercepted.
Now, the intended receiver was Chris Johnson, and Chris never even turned around, Dick. I'm not sure where the problem lies. Mark Zanola, the linebacker, tipped the football, but Johnson was out running a pattern straight up the field, up the hash marks, and never looked back with the football.
In previously looking at films of Warren Central's offense, on that particular route, they send everybody straight down the field, and George tries to rifle it into the open man, and he just didn't quite turn around quick enough.
The Hobart defense, 2nd down and 10. Now they've got a couple of setbacks. And Espick picks up the football, spurts out near the 25-yard line. He got about 5 or so on the play. There is Espick. This young man's had a good football game for the Warren Central Warriors. He has carried the ball only a couple of times, but he's picked up 38 yards. In fact, it's been shy. I beg your pardon, it has been... No, Essex carried the ball 4 times for 17 yards, 2 receptions for 38 yards. It has been Clark who's carried most of the running plays at 26 yards to his credit. There are not very many big numbers to look at on the stat sheet to try to impress you with. It's just been that kind of football game. Here's George. He's got company. Gets the pass away, and it's intercepted, or did he drop it? It is incomplete, and it was Willie Berrios who almost came up with his 3rd interception.
Jerry, I'm very impressed with Willie Berrios. He's playing tremendously. He reacted on the ball, and to get a break on the ball, the velocity of this throw, to get a break like that on the ball, he did an excellent job. Tell you who else is doing a fine job for Hobart, and that is number 68, Mickey Ellis. He's really given their center fits in there. He's really rushes the passer very, very well.
It is 4th. George will kick, and the deep man is Rick Evansek, 5'10", 155, a junior. Jeff gets it away. It's a low line drive kick over the head of Evansek. Hits it on the 40, corrals it to the 33. Gets back to about where he touched the football, and has run out of bounds across the field to the 41 or 2-yard line. So we play 28 seconds in the second half. Artie Stockberger knocked him out of bounds. No change of the score. Warren Central leads it by a score of 14-2. Now we'll get to see what kind of an offensive alignment Don Howell's come up with for the Hobart Brickies in the second half.
Well, the punt coverage there was excellent considering where the ball went, and they were lucky to get that thing out of there. Hobart would probably come right at him and take it after him immediately.
44-yard kick for Jeff George. Here is the pitch back. It's to Maggio. Couple of yards. And they do keep the ball on the ground.
Warren's defensive effort here early in the second half is going to be very key. The thing that they've been able to do is they have not allowed Hobart to get outside. They've made them run inside. And when they make you run inside, that's where their power and their strength is. With Lewis and Kermit Britt and Furbrash in there in the middle, they attempt to keep you inside.
They have taken Jeff Edmond out of the split-in spot, replaced him with Rick Evansek on a 2nd down and 8. Put a man in motion. They look to that man in motion. They throw instead over the middle. Out of the backfield is Nino Maggio. Maggio, shy of the midfield stripe, mark it down to the 49. And Bob Limbaugh, the quarterback in that area, came over and made the stop. Maggio had a good ball game against Fort Wayne North in the semi-state, scoring 3 touchdowns. You look at it again, and they use out of the backfield Maggio.
I'm impressed with Maggio's quickness, being as strong and as physical as he is, and playing both ways in the ball game as a defensive back, and many times drawing tough assignments and coverage, and still to be able to play like he does.
Well, here's the big 3rd down play for Hobart this early second half.
Under pressure.
Got it away, got the 1st down. It is Maggio. No, I beg your pardon. It is Tharp who worked his way up the middle, cut to the right side, and O'Brien, under heavy, heavy pressure, managed to get the pass to him beautifully.
Now, that was a big play. What that is a bootleg. It's a bootleg off a cross-buck action. Almost sacked there. Excellent job. Good job by O'Brien.
Was he going to run it, Coach? Did he have any thoughts of running the football, O'Brien, I'm talking about?
No, I don't think so. That was totally a design play. It was a boot with the fullback in the flat.
They set up on a full house, and Todd Cello, the tailback, comes to the near side, and they take it up the middle again.
That was Tharp inside.
If he got a yard, that'll be the total extent of his yardage. That's about it. Well, the defensive
awfully tough.
5 of Warren Central, Hurt, Furbrash, Lewis, Britt, Brown, they've all played very, very well today. And there are the numbers. We gave those to you a while ago. And today's attendance at 23,278, Dick. That's
probably the most people that have ever watched a high school football game in this state.
That is just sensational. There's a look at the whole host of them across the way. It's a great place to watch a football game. It's a tremendous sight just to come and be in the Hoosier Dome. Over the middle, there are receivers there, but it is intercepted by number 83, Ben Brown, the left end for the Warren Central Warriors. And once again, O'Brien put the ball in the air, and there were all kinds of defenders in that territory.
Okay, now that is man coverage. They've got the defensive outside linebacker, number 83, Ben Brown, running with the tight end up the middle of the field. They're in a two-deep defense. Ben Brown showing good quickness again, playing underneath the receiver. And Limbach had a great break on the ball, too. Big play.
In a hurry, here come the Warriors up to the line of scrimmage. The ball is on their own 23-yard line. Jeff George, he's got the receiver out of the backfield.
Bobby Espig.
And Espig gets out across the 35 to about the 37. That's plenty of room for the first down. I think when Warren Central goes back to throw, when he gets back in the pattern and can't find anybody, when he starts to move around, Jeff George, things begin to happen.
See, they're kind of rolling with him, and they're getting outside. And when they get outside, then's when he puts them really in a bind.
You had a peek into the huddle along the Warren Central sideline. Some of the conversation going on down there. 1st and 10. Pitch to the near side to Clark. Line of scrimmage, half a yard perhaps. Mark Zanola, 5'9", 185, senior linebacker, who has all kinds of statistics on his side, including leading the club in tackles with 177 coming into the game, makes the stop. And Warren Central goes back to the huddle now. And it's becoming more and more obvious if you're going to run against this ball club, you're going to have to really get some strong push-off from your offensive line.
I'm impressed with the pursuit of this Mark Verticappa. He's doing an excellent job also.
George has got company. Boy, you can see him coming from our vantage point. Brian Kenny. I don't think anybody, he lined up with the defensive left end spot, Coach, and I don't think anybody even knew he was out there. Nobody put a hand on him.
Well, now they're rolling again to the 2 receiver side, had a 2-man route. See, and no one's protecting the backside. And when they get George to pull up, if they can get him to stop, then they can get to him on the backside.
He leads the club in sacks. He had 10 total coming into this football game today. And you see all those little markings on the back of his helmet. Those are special awards the coaches give out. He's got a whole head full of them. It's 3rd and 17.
Shotgun.
Jeff George has got a great arm. Over the middle, incomplete. They were going out of the backfield to Bob Espig. Espig had it momentarily, let it go, and it's 4th in a kicking situation now. Great defensive effort on that series by Hobart.
Now they put Espig, what a thread-the-needle throw that was. Surprised he didn't catch it. They cleared on the strong side, and Espig came from the quick side, dragging to the strong side underneath after they run the other people off. Jeff George has truly been on target again, as he has all year.
Rick Evansek is deep on about his own 37. Has got it up, man, and George really nails this thing. It is over the head of Evansek, taking a bounce for the Warren Central Warriors. It'll go out of bounds on the 15-yard line. So, with a change of possession, there's a timeout. 6:48 to play, 3rd quarter. Warren Central 14, Hobart 2 for the 4A Indiana State High School football title. We'll pause. One of your network sponsors is American Fletcher National Bank. Ricky. And they're on their own 15-yard line. Second man through, Maggio.
That was a cross buck again to Maggio. They faked the fullback Tharp going to the left and come back with Maggio after a trap block to the strong side. They're not having much luck because the interior front of Warren is so big and strong. Britt, Lewis, and Furbrace, they've got to average those 3. They've got to be about 250 average.
The total average of the front 5 from defensive end to defensive end is 217.5 pounds, which outweighs the offensive line of Hobart by about 8 pounds per man. O'Brien's got a receiver out of the backfield again. It's Maggio, but Maggio will be shy of the first down, although he did struggle and get 2 or 3 more extra yards.
He sure did. That was a great effort. 3 yards at least after the catch. After the first hit.
Now, tell you, look at the way the defense lines up here and moves to the football.
Good pass protection by the offensive left tackle, too. Stayed on his feet after the first hit and got 3 or 4 more yards with 4 defensive people right there on the ball.
Yeah, Mr. Maggio is one of the most outstanding football players in the state of Indiana. Those are his numbers on the day, and he has really been a workhorse. 3rd and 3. Big 3rd down play. O'Brien wants to get it upstairs. He's got it. He got the first down and room to spare. This is Jeff Edmond out to the 38-yard line.
Big play. Very big play. I'll tell you, Jerry, I am impressed with Rich Richardson, the left offensive tackle for Hobart. He's doing an excellent job.
Pass completion.
Big play. Big
That's only
play.
the 3rd reception for Edmond for 43 yards.
Now, Jeff Edmond took that ball right where you have to take it to break it into a big play. The run after the catch was a big one.
Maggio, he's got 5 more. He got behind the, what do they call it, the student body right. They sent everybody out that way. Maggio got in heavy traffic and picked up about a half a dozen or so yards. And Mike Linehan finally made the stop from the strong safety. Take a look at it one more time and watch the help he gets out
Over
here.
is certainly, look at David Helding knocking Kermit Britt off the ball. Some great blocking up front. Hobart's not going to lay down here. I'll tell you, they're coming after him.
In the third period, 4 minutes and 42 seconds to play. Warren Central leads 14-2. They pick up a couple of more yards. Kevin Burney, who's a wide receiver, backup wide receiver, lined up that time in the running back spot and got himself a couple of yards. Both coaches, Dick, have done an excellent job of mixing up both their offense and defense. They've not pulled any of this crazy stuff out of their bags, which I assume they probably have, but they've really run a good mixture of plays today.
They know what got them here, and it's good, solid football, and they're going to stick with what got them here. Don Howell's been here a number of times. He knows what it takes.
It's another one of those vital third down situations. Timeout call by Warren Central. 4:08 to play, third period. 14-2, Warren Central leads Hobart. Time for us to take a break. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
What's it be?
Too much.
$4?
Too high.
$3.50.
I'll give you $1.70.
Your story of this football game to this point, although there's been so many things that have happened, it's unbelievable. 42 is Maggio. 43 is Maggio. Did he get the first down? It'll be very, very close.
I think he's going to be slightly short. I mean, it's going to be very close. He had a great second effort after the first hit.
Hilliard Gates is down to the field. Hilliard, have you got any better view than we have of whether that is or is not a first down from where you are?
I'm down toward the other end of the field. I think your estimation, Dick, is right. I think it may be a bit short. Incidentally, last Saturday night when Northside was playing Hobart in Fort Wayne, the Hobart fans chartered an airplane. It flew over the ballpark with flashing lights saying, "Go Brickies." If we have that here today, we have the scoop of the century.
Yes, they'll be flying below where Dick and I are, I'll assure you. You saw on your screen we're talking inches short. All right, Coach, decision time. You gonna go for it? Now, don't hesitate on me. There's no backtrack.
I'll tell you right now, I kick it. If I'm Hobart, I'm kicking it.
I haven't seen the kicker come in yet. Coach, you're 0 for 2. I keep track of these things, as you point out. We haven't worked together much, but I do keep track of these.
I know, but I'm still going to kick it. 3 minutes, 56 seconds in the third quarter. I'm going to kick it.
All right, Hobart's not going to. They got about a foot to go. Quarterback keep.
They got it.
Oh, they didn't make it.
I think he got it.
Did he get it?
And they drove him back, but I think he got it before they drove him back.
The lineman has come in to make the spot.
Yes.
I think you're right.
From the outside.
They may bring the chain in, but from where we see it, he's got it by maybe the length of the football, if that much.
If we get a replay on this, tell you, you're going to see some excellent blocking on number 77, Rich Richardson.
Right, we'll watch the chain come in. Jerry Stauffer will watch along with us. We've got a better vantage point than he actually has. They'll stretch this baby out. It's going to be about a football length. There it is right there. Oh, that's a gutsy play. Here's the play again, Dick.
Watch the left guard and tackle. Excellent.
Yeah, he got good movement by Mickey Ellis and Brian Northey and Rich Richardson. You mentioned Richardson a while ago. He's played well.
Mickey Ellis also. You know, he's playing both ways, too.
Second first down of the drive for Hobart today. That is only their 7th first down of the afternoon. They give the ball this time to Tharp. Tharp got back to the line of scrimmage, and indeed not much more than that. 3.5 minutes to play third quarter. It's 14-2, Warren Central. All the scoring, of course, coming in the first half. Warren Central broke the ice early to go in front 7-0. Then had a safety put up against them. They managed to overcome that and score from about a foot out as time was running out of the first half of play to take that 14-2 lead to the locker room. And Hobart now on a sustained drive, the second time they have touched the football in the second half. It began back on their own 15, it's out to the 50. O'Brien looking to the right side to Maggio, comes to the near side instead.
Again.
To Jeff Edmond. Edmonds got the first down to the 38-yard line.
Now, that's the pass that they completed earlier. Jeff Edmonds went, released to the left, out to the side, came back underneath. An excellent route, and again, O'Brien looking to the strong side, to the two-receiver side, and comes back to Edmonds. Edmonds good with that ball after he catches it. That's twice twice now he's broken it for big yardage after he's caught the ball. He really has an awareness of the field and knows what he's doing.
He seems to be able, Dick, to run to the open area, which is what he's done the last couple of times. Same setup as last time. Maggio goes wide right. O'Brien looks that away, goes over the middle. It is complete and then dropped. They had Rick Evansek wide open, and he hit him right on the shoulder pads.
That is exactly the same pass that they accused him of dropping earlier. You know, the official rule that he dropped. It's a tremendous pass pattern. As they put in a trip set or 3 receivers to the strong side, Maggio going in motion, and then Evansek comes across on a crossing route in the middle of the field.
Tim O'Brien, his numbers on the day, he is now 11 of 30, to make it 11 of 20 for 98 yards. The numbers are not impressive for either ball club, but the play has just been sensational. He'll try it again. Oh, looky here. He's got company. And a great defensive effort by 58, Chris Hurt. We have not heard much from Chris since early in the game, and he came through there from that right defensive end spot, Dick, and I mean, he really, just like a bullet through there.
Jerry, certainly, it was a twist stunt. Now, they had Furbrash and Chris Hurt on what we call a twist stunt. The tackle comes out, the defensive end comes underneath, and he came free. That's the second time he's actually come free on that pass rush.
That is a sensational defensive play by Chris Hurt, the 5'11", 175-pound senior defensive right end, making it 3rd down and 19. Here's the draw play. Maggio, nothing going there. They lost a yard or so. Well, Dick, I'll tell you, one play, one defensive play or offensive play in a drive can really be a major factor. And that great defensive play by Hurt just stopped that drive cold turkey.
You know, Warren Central has been praised all year for tremendous yard production and point production, and Jeff George and Lance Scheib, etc. But some of the unsung heroes of this football team are that group of young men that's on the field right now, because they're playing tremendous football. They've kept Hilbert bottled up, and their physical strength is obvious. Their quickness is amazing. I'm very impressed with Warren's football team.
Lenahan on the 16-yard line, breaks free to the 26-yard line. So a return of 10 yards off the punt by Steve McIntyre. So the clock shows 1 minute and 2 seconds to play in the 3rd period. The score is 14-2, Warren Central leading over the Hobart Brickies. Hobart, I like Don Howell for his honesty, not just what happened at halftime, Dick, when he said that should have been a pass completion, but when I talked to him at the IHSAA offices on Monday, I said, did you think you'd be here? There he is on your screen. He said, no. They only got 2 returning starters on offense and none on defense. He said, we were open for 5 or 6 wins this year, and here they are, undefeated, play for the state title. Ron Clark, right side, nothing going there.
Great hit again by Brian Kenny, the left defensive end. He's a football player. He's a 6'1", 175-pound senior.
Got himself a yard or so on the play. Mark it on the 29. Series beginning on the 28-yard line. Down to the final 25 seconds of the first half. Dick, you mentioned some of the players of Hobart going both ways. 4th quarter coming up. Could fatigue be a factor?
It certainly could be. Playing indoors, it's hard to tell if there's an effect there, but I'm certainly impressed with the way that they stay at it and the way that individually.
Jeff George and Bob Espick out of the backfield across midfield to the 45, and that's the biggest pass play of the game.
Tremendous throw.
From the 29,
Bobby Espick
to the 43, and here it is from ground level.
Playing man-to-man coverage. You just split the coverage. Beautiful throw again.
28-yard pass, and that's the end of the 3rd period, and Warren Central's on the drive again. The Warriors lead Hobart 14-2. We have 1 more period to go for the 4A State High School Football Championships. We'll be back with that 4th period after this. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Downtown Indianapolis, Jerry Baker, along with Ben Davis High School head football coach Dick Delahan, and Hall of Fame broadcaster Hilliard Gates from Fort Wayne is patrolling the sidelines and getting the information from down there. Warren Central football on the 46 of Hobart.
Quarterback center problem. George dove on it.
Second time we've seen that problem, once with Hobart, now with Warren Central. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Warren Central is the kind of a ball club, Dick, that likes to throw. Now, when you got yourself a 14-2 lead, is Jerry Stauffer likely to go to the ground game just to eat up as much of the clock as he can?
He will go to it some, but I'll tell you, that throwing game is what got him here, and I'm telling you, he throws it anywhere, anytime.
They send wideouts to the right side, Chris Johnson and Lance Shive. They pitch it back the other way to Ron Clark, though. Clark to the 40, 39, fumble, and Warren Central picks it up. It is 83, or is it 85? Andy O'Brien, who picks up the loose football and really saved the day, perhaps, as Mark Zanola made a great hit on it. It's going to be close to first down. Look at it again from down level and watch the hit that Zanola lays on him. Here it comes.
Excellent hit. Boom. Right on the ball. You teach to put your head on the ball, and that was an excellent job. I'll tell you, Hobart, plain to see, they're a physical team, and they deserve to be here.
It is a third down. They've got about a foot to go for the first down, as Warren Central is on the march. Clark. He's got plenty of room for the first down. He's dragged to the ground by the cornerback, number 24, Rich Hallis.
Clark over Whitlock. Key situation. Clark over Whitlock.
The 11th first down of this football game for the Warren Central Warriors, and that was, as Dick just mentioned, an all-important first down, because now they've got a chance to really eat up a lot of the clock. It's 1st and 10, just inside the 30-yard line of Hobart. Clark, right side, managed to beat the blitz that Dick mentioned, got himself a couple of yards on that play.
They blitz
Ryan
from
Kinney.
the backside. Bill Lovell again, the same blitz that caught him for the safety. Again, they come back. This is Whitlock again. He blocks the tackle, defensive tackle, completely off the ball. But there was nothing there.
It'll be 2nd down and 9. They give him a 1-yard gain. This drive began back on Warren Central's own 28-yard line. They've run 6 plays, and they're down to the 29 of Hobart.
Quick pitch.
Espick. Oh, a great hit by somebody on the far side of the field. Drove Espick out of bounds, and it'll stop the clock. It is Rich Hallis, number 24. Hallis nailed him, and nailed him good.
They
there he is.
Slightly got him outflanked. You see, they're shifting and walking the tight end to the other side. They get the defense to shift toward the tight end, and then they come with the quick pitch back to the quick side. They're getting excellent blocking out of Whitlock on that play.
3rd and 5. Clark, Espick set in the backfield. They have wideouts, Andy O'Brien and Lance Shive set to the left side. And they're looking that away. Oh,
Shive.
Himself is Lance Shive, and it's a touchdown. It's a 25-yard touchdown pass. Oh, did Shive beat his man badly that time. Take a couple of looks at this, Dick Dullahan.
Well, you can stop them part of the time, but you can't stop them all the time. And I'm telling you, number 14, Willie Barrios, has had a great day, but he just got juked to the inside. Lance coming off the ball. Did a terrific job.
Here's the point after by Stauffer. It is up and good. Timeout is called. 9:54 to play in this football game. Warren Central now up to a commanding lead, 21-2 over the Brickies of Hobart High. We'll be back. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Now with a real hill to climb. And Dick, one of the things about winning football games with defense is your offense is really put under a tremendous amount of pressure when a situation like this develops.
Yes, because they're going to have to throw to get back into the game. They've already established it's going to be very difficult for them to run against the size of Warren Central.
Jim Stack brought it out. Chris Hurt laid him out pretty good just across the 20. They'll mark it down to the 22-yard line. Now, Tim O'Brien, who was 114 of 220 for 1,509 yards and 13 touchdowns over the season coming into this afternoon's football game, as Dick Dullahan just pointed out, has the onus on him. He's going to have to throw the football. They simply cannot afford to grind it out because there's only 9 minutes and 42 seconds left in this football game.
And you'll also see the pass rush begin to lay their ears back and come harder. There's a lot of factors involved when you try the uphill battle of turning.
O'Brien into the opening. It is a pass completion to 34, Jim Stack. He's got the first down to the 35-yard line.
Excellent throw.
Say one thing, Dick, if you're going to have to throw, that's the kind of throw to have. There was no danger of any kind of a pass interception. Good pass pattern by Stack and a good throw by O'Brien. They're in a hurry-up offense already.
Yes, they are. They're going to take a shot at it. They're going to throw again, I believe.
Well, they got double slot to the left side. O'Brien intercepted and dropped. Number 4, Bob Limbaugh, had his hands on it momentarily and let it get away. That'll stop the clock with 9:21 to play in the game.
Now, you see Warren Central's playing what we call rolled-up coverage on the wide side there, and Limbaugh read the quarterback's eyes very well, came off of the funnel technique on the outside receiver and made the break on the ball.
Hobart last year was 12-1. They lost to Penn 17-0 in the semi-state. We mentioned only 2 returning starters on offense and nobody back on defense, and yet here they are playing for the state title with a 13-0 record.
Oh, my heavens.
Great pressure by Chris Hurt that time, and almost a completed pass to Kevin Burney.
I tell you, that's an excellent job by Tim O'Brien getting rid of that ball, and it was a fine throw. Should have been caught.
Watch Hurt. Boy, he's all over it.
Boy, that's a great play. Just a little bit out of his reach. Credit Chris Hurt with that pressure.
Here's the scoring drive, 8 plays, 72 yards, almost 3 minutes of possession time, shy of the 25-yard pass from Jeff George. Point after by Stauffer is good, and it's 21-2.
Big play here. More pressure. Big play.
Got the first down. It is John Baylog. I don't know how O'Brien got it there, and I don't know how Baylog managed to keep his eye on it after he did get it there, because defenders were all over him that time, Dick.
Boy, I tell you, this is a tough, hard-nosed football team. I'm impressed. Hobart came to play. That was a big play. 3rd and 10, Baylog, great catch, under pressure, thrown pass.
Hurry-up offense continues. 9 minutes, 4 seconds to play in the 4th and final period, and they did it again. Well, that's a great throw out of the backfield to Nino Maggio. And they picked themselves up about 18 yards, 17 yards on that play, and another first down, the 3rd first down of this drive.
Excellent job. Again, O'Brien is throwing under great pressure, Jerry. His poise and composure is exceptional.
Well, they'll try it again. He's got a receiver. Maggio goes the other way. It is complete again. This time it is number, it looks like 82. No, it is 83. It's Jeff Edmond. Now, there is Edmond on your screen. And Edmonds had himself a good day. He has caught now 5 passes.
We have officials timeout, I believe, for a measurement.
It'll be close to a first down. He has 65 yards receiving today, and it is a first down. And this is the 4th first down of this drive. They have brought this baby from the 22, their own 22, down now to the 23-yard line of Warren Central, and they have done it in a hurry. Oh, they left the left side open for O'Brien, and somebody made a great play to stop him.
Kermit
at 75, Kermit Britt again. There's Kermit.
That was a great play.
He really had no chance to stop O'Brien. It's a great defensive effort on Britt, and if they don't stop him, Dick, he's got at least a dozen yards. There's nobody in front of him.
Because it was an excellent job by O'Brien to elect to pull it down.
Maggio again.
Still at it.
He squirms down to about the 17-yard line.
That was Stack that time, Jerry.
Jim Stack, number 34, not 43. It's Stack, and a timeout now is called by Penn, or by Hobart. They've had themselves the kind of a drive that you dream about, Dick. They put this baby together in a hurry on their own 22. They have moved it down now to the 17. Take a look at the last play. Wide-angle shot of what happened on the last play. Here's the throw. Out to Stack on the near side.
Out of the backfield. Again, they just keep flooding the zone and running that receiver into the short zone underneath. Excellent concentration by O'Brien. O'Brien now is 16 for 27 for 162 yards. He has really brought up the length of the field in a hurry. And they have not huddled, Jerry.
I know. That's what's interesting, Dick. They've obviously practiced this. You don't just put this together in the spur of the moment. They have put it together in practice. For Stack, 3 catches now for 48 yards. And Hobart's on a drive. The unfortunate thing for them is they need 3 scores to win this football game.
They've thrown the ball to 5 different people in the ball game. The versatility of their offense is just impressive.
3rd down and 4. By Warren Central 17.
They're going to flood the field again. 3 receivers out to the field.
They threw it up for grabs. Oh, Evansek couldn't get there.
Almost had Evansek. Again, he's under great duress, and he retains the poise to not take the sack, but to unload it down the middle of the field.
55, Shannon Furbrush, the 6'4", 218-pound senior defensive right tackle, is the guy that was all over O'Brien that time.
Big play here, Jerry. 4th and 4. Need a big play.
They've taken Ron Tharp out, so in the backfield they're going to set up with Nino Maggio.
Same formation. Same formation. Flood pattern again. He's open.
Touchdown! Jim Stack on a great play by the Auburn rookie. Well executed, Coach. They did it beautifully.
That was a tremendous throw. He had to throw it on the line. He had to set quickly and unload it on the line with that kind of trajectory. What a great pass. Threading the needle right in there in between. You notice, see, Limbach could not make the break because the ball was thrown with such velocity. Just a terrific job. You got to be impressed with that one. Jim Stack run a great route. Tim O'Brien put it right on the money. Hobart's not out of this game.
Mike Bogelic, fake. Kick. They fake it. They go into the end zone, and it is knocked down, but there is a flag in the end zone. Let's see what we may have called down here. The official threw the flag in the end zone right where the receiver was.
He was on his back. It was pass interference. I believe they're going to get another shot at it. Yeah, it's defensive pass interference. Now you see, most coaches will have up in the press box or down on the field, depending on what they choose, but they'll have a card.
Replay the extra point.
That will tell them whether to go for 2 or whether to kick it. When you're down 21-8, the card says to go for 2. So they line up to fake and go for 2. Now they're going to get to go for the 2-point conversion here.
And they're not going to get it because of a great defensive play by 52, Jeff Massey, that linebacker. He and his buddy, Artie Stockberger, in that linebacking spot have had a great day defensively for Warren Central.
They just have great speed. He shot the gap on the inside. He read the play, he read the rollout pass, and he came in underneath.
Well, they needed the 2 points.
Great individual
and
effort.
They're not going to get it from there, so it stands at 21-8 now. Warren Central leading Hobart. But, Dick, that was an impressive drive. They covered 68 yards, or 78 yards on that play, on that drive, and they did it in a hurry.
Well, the fans sure can't complain about the excitement in this ball game. That was a tremendous effort. Tim O'Brien brought him the length of the field with hardly a huddle. Just tremendous effort, good individual play. Not known particularly for their throwing game. I think their throwing game looks exceptional.
It is Clark and Esbick back. Mike Bogelic kicks off for Hobart. They go for the onside kick, and it did not go the 10 yards, so Warren Central will get the ball in Hobart territory. Well, they had to try it anyway.
Better believe they did. Well, it appears to me now that Warren Central is going to have to get a drive going, Jerry. They've got to get a few first downs and use some of the time on the clock. Now, in the past, Jerry at times has gone to a 2 tight end attack with the straight T formation, similar to what we've seen Hobart in quite often in the early going of this ball game. So we'll see just exactly what they do. Now they're going to stay with their split set and go with their regular formation.
Still a lot of time in this football game. 7 minutes and 53 seconds to play. It's a 21-8 lead for the Warren Central Warriors. They pitch back to Ron Clark. Clark's got great speed. He's got it inside the 35, inside the 30.
And he broke a tackle. He broke a tackle there by Mark Verticappa and stayed in bounds after breaking his tackle and getting 6 more yards.
Here's the scoring drive. 10 plays, 78 yards, less than 2 minutes to get the job done. Maggio, the 17-yard pass from O'Brien. That says PAT good. That's not quite correct. They tried the 2-point conversion. It failed, so it stands now at 21-8. But Warren Central is knocking on the door again. They're obviously not going to lay down and try to eat the clock up.
That was the quick pitch. Now they've had success with it a number of times.
Clark again.
Espic blocking in front of Clark, over Whitlock, and over number 74, Tim Turner. Now those two guys side by side, Turner and Whitlock, you know, 221 and about
280.
60 or 270 is Jason Whitlock. That's a tremendous tandem there, and they've been running over him all year.
You've been impressed with Whitlock.
Oh,
he's a great football player.
Not only on film, but in person a number of times.
6 foot 280 as senior. They average 222 on that offensive line.
Big play.
Touchdown. It is to 81. Lance Shive. So just as quickly as we are impressed with the drive by Hobart, we have to be equally as impressed with the drive of the Warren Central Warriors.
They're not going to be denied.
Yard pass play. You see Lance Shive, who has 16 touchdown receptions coming into this game today.
He's got 3 today.
3 today, so he's had a sensational day.
19 touchdown passes in one season.
Here's the point after. It is up, and it is good. So we'll take a timeout with 6 minutes and 44 seconds to play in this football game. Warren Central is out in front by 20. The score is 28-8 over the Hobart Brickies. We'll be back at the Hoosier Dome in just a minute.
The name of the game is Connect 4.
Gotcha. 4 cross. One more game.
Object, connect 4 of your checkers in a row while preventing your opponent from doing the same. But look out, your opponent can sneak up on you and win the game.
I won. Where? I can't. Here, diagonally. Pretty sneaky, sis.
Connect 4, the vertical checkers game from Milton Bradley.
At H.H. Gregg, we've worked on the state record for completions, the state record for passing yardage. How many touchdown passes has he got today? He needed 5 to tie the state record. He has how many today? 3. So he needs a couple of more of those. Not likely to happen, but you never know the way this young man is playing. So he has already set 2 new state records today. When you start talking about him, you can talk forever because he's got a number of other records to talk about. It goes through the receiver for Hobart into the end zone, and it's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. In the playoffs against Indianapolis, Washington, North Central, and Martinsville, Jeff George has hit 46 of 75 for 670 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And you have seen Jeff George since way back in, what, the 6th grade, you tell me?
Jerry, I recall a game between the Carmel Pups and the Warren Tomahawks when Jeff George was in the 6th grade, and I saw him, and I predicted that I've never seen anybody any better at that age, and he certainly has not let anybody down.
Incomplete. Tell you, Mr. O'Brien, Tim O'Brien, Dick, especially under the pressures he's had upon him today, not just from the defense, but from the clock and the score, he's also performed very admirably this afternoon.
Tremendous. His poise is what impresses me. He doesn't get shook, and he keeps coming back. I mean, gets knocked down, and he gets back up, and he comes back and plays tough.
That's the drive. 3 plays, 47 yards, 21-yard pass to Shive, his 3rd touchdown reception of the day. Hobart, O'Brien forced to a throwing situation, completes the pass, close to, but probably just shy of the first down. They'll mark it just shy of the 30-yard line. Nino Maggio again out of the backfield. Boy, I'll tell you what, you start talking about guys who've had a good game today. Nino Maggio has been on our lips all afternoon also.
He sure has. On that particular play, 58 Chris Hurt and Shannon Furbrace, defensive tackle, made a twist stunt underneath, and Hurt came roaring up the middle and forced O'Brien out of the pocket immediately. A quarterback sneak there for a first down.
In the first down bracket for Hobart today, that is number, what, Gary, 12? O'Brien with pressure. And he'll go down. And the hit was made by number 75. That is Kermit Britt again, the defensive left tackle.
Jerry, they're still not huddling. O'Brien is still directing this attack.
Now they take the timeout. Hobart Brickies. They were number 2 in both polls last year. The preseason poll this year, AP had them number 3, UPI had them number 5. They finished up as number 2 in both the AP and the UPI poll behind Warren Central. The Warriors at the start of the season, well, they finished up last year as number 10 in both polls. They were 7th in the AP poll, number 6 in the UPI poll at the beginning of the season. They didn't really get that number 1 spot until late in the year when Penn was beaten and knocked out of that number 1 spot. They moved in there, and they have held on to it. Got great history at it at Warren Central. They were the state champs in boys golf in '82, gymnastics in '80 and '83, wrestling in '80. Runners-up the boys golf in '78, gymnastics '81, '82, wrestling in '78, and the girls state basketball runners-up last year. As a matter of fact, if you check the polls this year, you'll find them rated right now, girls basketball-wise, number 1 in the state. Sue Parrish has got a great basketball program going out there with the young ladies, and they deserve a pat on the back for the fine job they have done.
2nd and 12 here.
O'Brien
Screen pass to Maggio.
got nowhere to go. The defense covering up well for the Warren Central Warriors. Chris Hurt, again, one of the leaders there.
Now, you know, Jerry, they've got 10 seniors on that starting defensive unit. And they were a good football team last year. And their defensive lineup hasn't changed the whole year, basically. And as you can see, it's very difficult to screen a team that has experienced defensive linemen as they do.
Mike Linehan makes the stop on the pass completion to Kevin Burney. And as Dick mentioned, it's just now Hobart is trying to run as quickly as they can, get back to the line of scrimmage.
Fourth down.
It's 4th and about 3. They've got the first down on a fine pass to Rick Evanson. I was thinking, Dick, if we couldn't settle this thing on the football field today, we could have brought in the wrestling teams. Hobart's wrestling team is ranked number 9 in the state this week, Gary Burkhardt's squad. And Carmen Hurley's got his Warren Central Warriors ranked number 17 in state wrestling. So maybe we'll just have the guys stick around. We'll have a wrestling match. This is all over.
I'll bet those wrestlers are all here.
And I wouldn't be surprised some of them aren't out there, as a matter of fact. Or certainly here in the stands supporting this fine Warren Central effort and Hobart effort. Over the middle, pass complete. It is the 34, Jim Stack again. And Stack continues to bang heads down to the 35-yard line.
This is a great football game. There's some great talent on this field. You're going to see a lot of these kids go on and play college football, Jerry. I'm very impressed with the quickness.
You also said that with the youth on this Hobart team, this will be great experience for them, maybe to find themselves back here again next year. Who knows? Evan Seck couldn't hang on.
I'm sure you wouldn't get any argument out of Don Howell about it.
No. You know, as I mentioned, in all reality, Don told me on Monday that they really didn't anticipate having this kind of a year. Obviously, they're delighted that they did, and they beat some good people up in that conference of theirs up there, because you just don't walk through that Duneland conference. And they have done it in good fashion. They've earned the right to be here, and they are a young football team.
That is as good a conference as there is in the state, Jerry. Year in and year out, they've always got strong representation.
4:56 to play in this game. It's 28-8, though. It's all Warren Central. And playing center field was Lloyd Carey. He picks up his 7th interception of the football season, and Warren Central's got it. It'll be deep in their own territory, where that just about turned the lights out on the Hobart Brickies.
Now, that is a fine play.
Here's the interception.
Carey is playing too deep defense and playing it just as it's supposed to be played, reacting to the ball, tremendous break on the ball. That's an excellent job. Carey is another veteran. He's a senior.
So Warren Central will bring it out. In about the time I'm going to suggest they'll keep it on the ground, they'll throw the ball. But that would be the logical thing to do now. Just bully it out of the end zone. A couple of yards, maybe the 5. And just let the clock run as much as you can.
No question. Jerry, the Warren people and the Warren fans and the kids on the sideline, they smell that victory now, and they're just saying, hang on, hold on, be tough, be strong, you know.
If it stays this way, it will be the 4th time that Hobart has been a runner-up in the state football championship. 4:19 to play. Here's Jeff George. He's going to throw that baby. He's got a receiver. It is caught but dropped, and will have pass interference. The interference is on Willie Berrios. They were throwing to Lance Scheib. At that time, Mr. George put the ball in the air from about 2 yards deep in the end zone to about the 45-yard line. Look, with ease.
Listen, it's one-on-one, man-to-man coverage. Berrios is all over him. just didn't quite look back to the quarterback for the ball. When he saw Lance's head turn towards the ball, that's when he wanted to get back.
They're calling the play back, too. You saw number 81, Lance Scheib, slap his helmet. We'll have to go down to the referee to get a call here.
I think he may have called Lance on it.
Wouldn't that be something? Offensive pass interference.
No.
Yeah,
No,
that's not the call at all.
It's defensive.
Let's see what the call is here.
Defensive pass interference. First down, automatic.
It's 15 yards in the first down.
Berrios really cannot be faulted because he was on him as just a thread the needle throw again.
4 minutes, 12 seconds to play in the football game. 28-8, Warren Central. This is Jerome Sparkman, and I think the first time Jerome has carried the football. He had 54 carries for 323 yards coming into the game, and I don't think, Dick, we have called his number today. He is stopped by Rich Hallis.
No, you haven't, but I remember watching him, I believe, in a reserve football game out at our place, and he's another one of the young stars of the future there at Warren Central.
He's only a sophomore, yeah.
He's a great one. He's got great speed.
3:51 to play in this contest. Warren Central is going to get that championship trophy that has eluded them in the number of years they have had good football programs. Out on the east side of Indianapolis.
Bill Lovell blitzed right into the teeth of that one, Jerry.
3.5 minutes to play in this football game. Warren Central leading it. And they will hang on and join Sheridan, who beat North Judson 19-10 for the Class A title. Chittard, a 35-7 winner over West Lafayette for the AA title. And then, of course, earlier today, it was Brownsburg coming home a winner over Concord in their game by a 17-12 score. Congratulations to all the divisional winners.
That sure speaks well of football in Central Indiana, Jerry. Great run.
Jerry Davis.
That's Jerry Davis.
He's the backup to Bob Espick out of that fullback spot. Quite well made, Dick.
Jerry is just a junior. He's done a great job on special teams all year, too. He's the first man down on kickoff. He runs very hard. He's another one that'll be back next year.
Inside 3 minutes of this football game. Warren Central 28, over 8, time running out. Warren Central with a good sustained drive to begin back on their own 4-yard line. Here's the pitch back to Jerome Sparkman. And Sparkman hits the line of scrimmage, spins for maybe one. And the clock keeps on winding down. But it's certainly nice, Dick, working under these kind of conditions in this marvelous Hoosier Dome. And since I live here in the city and like to sell this city as much as I can, for the people who have not been here, it's quite a place to come and watch any kind of a sporting event, but particularly a football game.
It's been a tremendous thing for football, particularly the high school football. The kids that were able to play in here for the first time. Indiana State played Ball State in here. Franklin played Butler in here. It's been a tremendous thing for the city.
Sparkman again over the right side for about 3 or 4 more yards. And, of course, also, when I talk of economy, I'm sure other city officials around the state can relate to that. It's been a boon to the economy of this city. When you bring 60,000 plus in on a Sunday afternoon and what would normally be a deserted downtown Indianapolis area, and you fill them in here and the bucks start flowing, and it does great things for a town, any town.
There's not a bad seat in the place. That's the other thing. It's not only comfortable, but there's not a bad seat.
36 seconds away from a state 4A football crown for the Warren Central Warriors. Here's Sparkman again. They'll keep it on the ground, let the clock continue to wind down. Brian Kenny makes the stop. There is a flag on the field, but it was not thrown by an official. In fact, it was thrown by one of the running backs of Warren Central. I think one of the officials may have dropped it and doesn't even know what's out there.
No, I think it's a towel
off
the front of Jerry Davis's uniform.
Clock continues to run down. We're heading toward the 1 minute mark.
They'll punt it.
That's where it is right now. Hilliard Gates, are they beginning to make a little noise along the sideline of that Warren Central section, which is across the way from you?
Well, the Warren Central team has been talking it up here for about 5 or 6 minutes. I talked to some of the Warren Central players, and they said it's very, very hot out there, mainly because they've been used to playing in cool weather. and it isn't that cool in the dome, although I don't find it terribly warm down on the edge of the floor, but I'm not playing like these players are.
You know, I knew that you'd find a way to work the weather in this telecast one way or the other. We got you inside where it's nice and dry and no wind, and you're going to talk about the weather.
I'll tell you this, Jerry. As we look at this thing and as it winds down, and I can recall very vividly in talking with Dave Scheib, Lance Scheib's father, who's an excellent Warren booster and has coached some of these kids in the Tomahawks team. And he told me when the season started, he said, Dick, they're probably going to be as good as they've ever been, and they certainly are.
Punt by George is knocked down dead on the 17-yard line. And with 41 seconds to play, we're rapidly running out of time. And we'll, for our network stations, we realize the time element involved here. Our apologies for that. We will get out of the telecast and get you back to your local programming as smoothly as possible. 37 seconds remain in this football game. Hilliard Gates is along the sideline. Here is O'Brien to throw. Comes near side, incomplete. Hilliard, you got a really close-up and personal view of that Warren Central noise down there, haven't you?
Well, they certainly are celebrating, and I don't blame them. They're only 20 seconds away or 28 seconds away from a 4A championship. This has been a great football team, unbeaten, ranked #1. And they played a very good Hobart team here, but as you mentioned, it was an underclass Hobart team. Back to you.
Okay. Couple of more plays left, and then it'll be all Warren Central to enjoy the festivities. They get the pass to the near side to Tharp, and Tharp keeps it in bounds. And we're down to the final 21 seconds of this football game. Dick, we're going to wrap it up and get out of here in a hurry. I thank you for joining us on our telecast. I've enjoyed it dearly. I wish you the best in your future endeavors. And out at Ben Davis, I know there's a lot of enthusiasm out there with that football program that Bob Wilbur put together so well. I wish you the best there.
Hey, thank you very much, Jerry. It's surely been enjoyable.
Hilliard Gates, you're also down to the sidelines, and I appreciate your help. Some great halftime stuff, my friend. And our spotter and our stats man have worked very, very hard today.
You know, the Warren crowd has been a factor for them in their effort all year, and they've done an excellent job supporting their team. And,
yes.
You know, there's a lot that goes into something like this, and having been a part of it once before myself, I know Jerry Stauffer's got to be very, very proud of his organization and what his kids have been able to do.
Final play of the football game. Les Bivens handled our spotting. Jerry Ross, the stats. They've been busy, and we appreciate their help. And the members of the IHSAA and the Hoosier Dome, and you'll see some names of the members of our crew who worked very, very hard to cover this for you. Here comes the final play of this football game. It'll be Warren Central wearing the crown of 4A state football champions. They'll win it 28-8. That's going to stop the clock with 1 second to go. And will they play the final play or not? Yes, they will play. 1 second to go. And as soon as the game is over, we will announce for you the winner of the 4A Phil Inescu Award for Mental Attitude. Final play coming up here.
Well, you can see on the sideline, if we can pan to the sideline here, the tremendous congratulation and the hugs and the congratulating each other. The Warren players are probably one of the greatest experiences of their lives, and they'll never forget it.
Final play of the game, then we'll go down to Hilliard and get a touch of the emotion while this winning the 4A title for the Warren Central Warriors, a goal they started out with at the very beginning of the year. They wrote dome, dome, dome at the bottom of their information sheet. The play is, the pass is up, it is incomplete, and that's it. The ball game is over. We can also announce that Nino Maggio of Hobart has won the 4A Phil Inescu Award for Mental Attitude. Hilliard Gates, are you down there? And yes, you have Jerry Stauffer alongside.
Jerry, I know you want to get a shake hands with Don Howell. Congratulations, your feelings. Tell me how you feel.
I thank my God, I thank my family, and I thank my school for where I am.
Your team had great poise the second half.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. I know you want to see Don. Back to you, Jerry.
Thank you, Hilliard. Thank you to all the folks who made our telecast possible. A sensational effort by the Warren Central Warriors. They win it. Final score.